Record, initializing recording, and we are now recording Chickadee Check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And alright, I guess we go. Because I can edit this or drop it. Because it's always fun. For me, I like the little editing bit where you throw it in and have a little bit of pre-talk. And then it's just chopped to the soundtrack. And there's this weird little tick thing. Okay, I have no idea what that is. That's weird looking. No, the screen's doing something different. But, alright. In 3... Welcome back. This is the Chainsaw Bar. I am joined, as always, with
Madeline.
And
Leah.
Excellent. Welcome back. Today we're back for episode 10. The big 1-0. It's good to be here.
Double digits.
Surprisingly. But I can't complain. We've been just putting off things and having life and dealing with details. We're trying to figure out how to go about talking about
Women in Horror Month.
Women in Horror Month. And I'm not sure if I'm recording over a past recording or this is just something else because this computer screen looks crazy.
Do you want to check that before we go any further?
Wait. Let me see if it does a high spike on this far right. I know that it's not it's a new recording. So I'm going to slap 3 times. Okay, it's a new recording. We're good. Sorry, I'll edit that out or I'll tone it down so that you only hear beep, beep, beep or something. All right, but it's been a week. It's been a month. It's been a while. So let's do some quick questions. Favorite Dark Universe character? Dark Universe was Universal's possible rebranding of the Universal Monsters era things, and if you were going to go with it, what would you hope they did? They've already done, they're on 2 right now. Right now they've done Wolfman and they've done The Invisible Man, and that one's not, The Invisible Man's not out yet, but the Dark Universe,
it's out.
Okay, it's out.
I heard it was good.
I haven't seen it.
I'm hearing lots of excellent stuff about it, but I haven't watched it yet.
What I've heard from, specifically from my buddy at work, who's really into horror movies, was he really liked it. He said he thought it was really good, and he thought that part of the reason that he thinks it's so good is because he had such low expectations. And that it was good at all made it feel like it was really good.
Was he expecting it to be campy or something?
I'm not sure what he expected because he told me he never saw the original with Claude Rains.
Oh, well then.
There you go.
And I was like, well, then
You
wouldn't know what to expect at all.
Yeah, precisely.
Yeah, and I can't imagine having that same experience with it. So, but anyway, that's what he said. He said he thought it was going to be bad, but the reviews were good. So he pretty much assumed that everybody else had the same kind of feeling going into it, and then thought, well, if it was good at all, it was very good. Because I wasn't expecting it. Which is, I guess, one way to look at it.
Yeah, I guess.
It seemed pretty honest.
The other monsters that they could be rebooting, like
Universal Monsters, so the Creature from the Black Lagoon,
Yes.
Dracula, Frankenstein, The Mummy,
The Bride of Frankenstein,
Bride of Frankenstein.
Dracula.
I already said Dracula.
I really don't want them to do another Mummy.
I don't really...
Not
See,
after
that's
Brendan
already,
Fraser.
that's already been
Oh.
franchised, and...
Oh, we watched The Mummy not recently, the one with Brendan Fraser, and I was like, oh my god, I love this movie so much.
Oh no.
I've only seen like parts of it.
I don't consider it a horror movie at all.
No.
That shit is just pure comedy, adventure, silliness.
Adventure. Yeah.
I was watching 30 minutes of it on break one morning, and I was like, huh, what is this? There's Brendan Fraser. Okay, this is The Mummy. That's when I seen it. It's like, up to that point, I'm like, what am I watching? This looks neat. Why is this on primetime? And then there was like, oh, wait, there's Brendan Fraser. There it is. Okay,
There
this
it
is one of
is.
those mummy movies. And then I was like, oh, goodness, they're burying him in the ground, covered in cockroaches, and there we go. I'm like,
Were they cockroaches or were they scarabs?
They were supposed to be scarabs.
yeah, supposed to be scarabs. I guess they were cockroaches. They were giant,
No, those
buggy things.
that movie was adorable. It's the remake that they did with Tom Cruise that's just fucking stupid.
I can't bear to watch Tom Cruise movies. Like, I
Yeah.
had the biggest crush on him when I was, in first
10.
grade.
Mm.
When Top Gun came out, oh my gosh, there was a boy in my class who had
Legend.
reflector sunglasses like that.
Oh no! Yeah.
His name was Brett.
There's a whole discussion about the next fanboy in Knoxville go people. Fanboy in Knoxville go. But there's a whole discussion with my other little group of friends where we're talking about going to meet Val Kilmer.
I'm so
I know.
freaking excited. I can't stand it.
No.
I know, Val Kilmer.
And then we're trying to think about, like, let's have him sign something that Tom Cruise said. Have autograph that instead of like something he would have said. And it's like,
That would be hilarious.
Tombstone is one of my top 5 favorite movies.
You know it is. Come on, Real Genius.
Still haven't seen it.
Yes,
Still.
you have. I made you watch it.
No, you didn't. You made
Okay, I made
Oliver
the
watch
kids
it. You
watch
made
it.
Oliver and then watch it, not me. I can't commit to it. I don't want to watch like
Oh,
some
yeah, you do.
Albert Einstein weirdness.
It's so good.
I don't know. I
That
can't
is
buy it.
one of the top 80s movies.
That's probably one of the top 80 horror movies
It's
ever
not
made.
a horror movie.
It's a horror movie in my eyes. Yikes.
Oh.
Yahoo Serious? No, wait, that was Yahoo. Was it Yahoo Serious? No. It's Val Kilmer,
No.
wasn't it?
It was Val Kilmer.
Okay, I mixed those two up on that entirely. Mentally, I keep thinking Yahoo Serious is Young Einstein. Wow.
You're so weird.
Well, that's weird. Okay, that's why I've been not watching it at all.
Oh, okay.
Because I have no time for Yahoo Serious at all. He probably doesn't either. But yeah, Dark Universe. Invisible Man apparently is doing better than the Tom Cruise Mummy, which was apparently the Dark Universe, I think, jump for the character thing.
That was their intention.
And-
It fucking sucked.
God, that's depressing. No, it isn't. Maybe it is. The Mummy was one of my least favorite characters of the old Universals.
So,
The concept was cool, but it's just like, it just always seemed to miss something for me. I don't know. I'm just thinking of just dumb things now. Like the glass triangle, Back to the Future kind of storyline where the guy's trying to build glass triangles in England, and I don't even know what that's from. But he's some sort of like pharaoh, and he said there should be a pyramid here. And then in the future, there's a glass pyramid right where he said there should be a glass pyramid.
that's in France.
What's in
The
France?
Louvre.
The Louvre, okay. England,
But
France.
I don't know what you're referencing at all.
It's some movie.
Okay.
Our viewers
Wait, was it
might
was
know
it
it.
like the
Listeners.
Da Vinci Code or something?
Mm-mm.
Okay, just
No,
making sure because
no,
there
no.
was a lot of.
I remember nothing of that movie.
I
struggled
luckily
through
I
it, but-
put the movie and the book out of my mind. 'Cause I did not like that book either. I mean, obviously he's a best-selling novelist, and I should stop trashing best-selling novelists until I become one.
Should you though?
Should I though?
Mm.
I mean, they're best selling. It's not going to hurt their feelings. if you trash them
sorry,
all.
Dan Brown. Sorry,
Yeah.
Stephen King.
No.
Over when you trash Stephen King.
Well, I love his storytelling, though.
Is Clive Barker up there? I know he's great, but I don't think he's on the New York bestseller list. I don't think.
He could be.
He
He
should
also
be.
does
I don't
children's books.
What?
Yes, there is a YA book that he wrote that's in the library in Canton, and I checked it out and then spent so much time of that 2 weeks writing my own shit that I didn't even read it, but it looks so cool. I can't even pronounce the title of it, and
Well, I'm gonna
Did
have
it
to
burn a
look
little
that up.
black spot where it was sitting wherever it was?
no,
'Cause that would be awesome.
See, I've never
Or
read
leave like
any
a
of his
golden
books, though.
mayhem spot where it was sitting. Because that'd be awesome.
Or like a burn mark.
Which is what I just said. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I don't know. That's yeah. So favorite?
favorite that I want them to do?
Oh, sure. Why not? Let's go with that.
No.
Okay.
I'm not sure I want those movies remade. You know how I am about remakes.
Yeah.
Everybody knows how I am about remakes.
I guess our viewers don't, but
Viewers-
you might as well flip out on it.
I am ambivalent about remakes.
Perhaps I should
Movies that I like.
put a spoiler. Just jump ahead the moment in podcast 10
Oh.
minutes in now, for she's about to rant. But
No, I'm not going to rant. I'm just going to say, for those who don't know me, I'm pretty ambivalent about movie remakes. If I like a movie and it's remade, I probably won't watch it.
If you hate the movie and it's remade, would you watch it?
there you go. That's a more relevant
Maybe.
question.
Like, let's
It's
see
more-
how they did.
It's more likely that I would, actually. I am excited about the reboot of Candyman.
Oh my
No.
god! After I
Isn't
saw
a
that
remake.
trailer,
Oh, the trailer.
I lost my mind. Like at first, I was
So-
like, I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. And I had heard that Tony Todd was in it and that
Mhm.
he was excited about it and everything. And I was like, well, okay, I trust him. And
Trust
then
in Tony.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer and I lost my shit. I was so excited.
But it's obviously
Yeah.
not the same movie.
terrifying. Not really, no.
No,
I mean,
but
some of the same characters are. Helen's in it.
Oh, is she?
concepts,
Mhm.
yeah. But yeah, it looks. That trailer looks great. It's like yes, all right. Because I'm wondering, it's like because you get to see Tony Todd's little flashy. He's the reflection. It's like oh,
Yeah,
he's
you
walking
don't
along, but
see
then
him
there's
the
a
whole time.
every time there's a reflection of the guy. It's Tony Todd, not the guy. I'm like, oh, that's Brad. I was like,
Uh-huh.
ooh, goosebumps.
Yeah,
It's like,
that
oh.
looks really good.
And the internet's all abuzz because it's like they didn't realize it was not a Jordan Peele directed thing; it's a Jordan Peele produced thing.
Yeah.
So
And-
that's
and
cool.
Co-written.
Co-written, which is awesome.
But actually going to be, or was directed by
Nia DaCosta.
Nia DaCosta, which I think is pretty important to mention, since it was, today's March 1st, it was Women
Black
in Horror
History
Month and Black History Month, and here we have like one of the hottest horror movie directors, and comedians,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I love, promoting a black female director in horror.
Yeah.
That is badass.
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein's in jail, and Jordan Peele's out here promoting black women in horror. That's pretty.
It's pretty freaking
Important.
awesome. Yeah.
It's a pretty
Yeah.
good time.
It's a good time to be alive.
Yeah. But that was a good thing about the entire whole thing is that it's being produced and it's like the director and
hmm
it's a reboot.
That's what they're calling it.
Yeah,
but
like
I
at
think
first
it's a
I thought
different
it was
movie.
a sequel, but it's not. It's just, it is like a genuine reboot of the franchise.
from a different perspective.
Yes. From a more, I'm not sure if this is the right word, authentic perspective?
I don't know. It sounds fun. Either way, I'll be watching it, so that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. I'm gonna watch it. And then I watched a documentary last night, and they were talking to Tony Todd, and he brought up the fact, and I didn't know this because I don't read horror novels very much. Oddly enough, I read a lot, but I don't read a lot of books that scare me because they scare me worse than movies. But that I didn't realize they were talking to Tony Todd, and he said that Candyman was based on a book by Clive Barker.
Amazing.
And I didn't
Yeah.
realize that. And then it came back like full circle with the, learning a few months ago that Clive Barker has always been out and gay, something that just never
Occurred.
that I had never known, never knew. And when I put that together with the Candyman character, I was like, oh, now this makes even more sense than it already did. It just ties it all together. Just that otherness and the discrimination and the rage.
Yeah, definitely.
So much rage in Candyman.
So much rage.
So much rage.
So good. Even I don't know. We'll bring that up in a minute. But all right, favorite character, Dark Universe reboot, possible bringing back.
My favorite character is the Wolfman, but they already fucked it up. Like, I didn't like that movie very much.
I enjoyed that film. That I love the
And
character.
I love Benicio del Toro.
And I love Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
And it was a good. It was
Oh,
a
that
good.
one I didn't think it was very good, even though I love both of them too.
It wasn't a bad story, but the scare. I don't know. I have this fucking terror of werewolves, so that's always there, and it's
does.
just like who knows.
Really?
It's like yours with eyeballs.
Yeah.
Oh,
that
I
level.
did not know that.
Yeah, because it's like if I don't like fucking restrain it, who knows? I could be out in the fucking woods running around naked, fucking attacking animals and shit right now.
Yeah.
So it's just like that
She's
kind
always
of
been like
restrained
this.
kind of terror, because it's just like that's kind of a primal thing. It's just like, all right, that's scary.
I love werewolves.
It's
They're my
like,
favorite.
no, I'm done.
Yeah.
It's like, ugh. It's probably some sort of hereditary weirdness from the family.
Yes.
But-
from back
and-
when y'all were shapeshifters.
Yeah, and yeah, wolves. But anyway, there we are. Yeah, that's
It's
my
literally his family name.
yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. So that's weird. That's just werewolves freak me out.
Yeah.
But I loved it. But the scene in that movie where he's like just murdering everybody, and the murder scene is just like, okay, I'm kind of done with this for a minute. I have to like, pause. Let's just walk away from this for a minute. I'd come back. It's like, all right, that's just like, oh, fuck that. Yeah, not in love with them. Dark, foggy, everybody gets murdered scenes. Same with the Silver Bullet, the whole
Oh my god, I love Silver Bullet.
the whole baseball bat, and it's just like over, and then he finds it later. It's like, yep, nah. Forget that guy. Forget that scene. Just, eek.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to listen to my podcast then, because it's about werewolves.
I'll probably listen to it.
No.
I'll be like,
He's terrified of him, but he still watches all the movies.
oh yeah, I'll
Okay,
watch
good.
him. I'll listen to him.
I mean, seriously, I think American Werewolf in London was on your
Oh
top
yeah,
10 list.
it's definitely a great film. That doesn't like hold back from like it's damn amazing, man. It's
Yeah.
just like it kind of scares me. It does scare me. It freaks me out. But like all that, just kind of like werewolf kind of madness, like the howlings and freaking
I've only watched one of those, and I couldn't tell you which one it was.
yeah. I pretty much watched all of them except for maybe the last one they did. That's like and the reboots or remakes or whatever they're called. No,
What was the one that was? It was in Scotland.
maybe 3 or 4.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, but no, the howlings and all that.
No,
It's like-
it wasn't a Howling movie. It was just a werewolf movie. Sorry,
One in Scotland.
it was in Scotland.
Was it the army dudes?
Yeah, the army dudes.
Yeah, that was like the one where the army guys got deployed into this thing, and it was kind of like a counter, ended up being Wolfpack kind of deal.
Oh, and they used the lady to bite them all, and then they killed the Nazis being werewolves?
No,
As
that
werewolf?
that was Creepshow.
Okay, that was really recent.
Yeah, that was Creepshow. No, that what we're talking about is like a Gang of
Nice.
Dogs or
Yeah,
something.
it was something like that.
Like-
Brotherhood of the
Ar-
Wolf? No, that was French, sorry.
brother of
Army of.
something. Either way, yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was like
I can't remember
it was
the
just
name
like a army werewolf kind of.
If we have any
Counter-Strike team.
listeners on the podcast who want to like message us and tell us what that movie was called,
Yeah,
that'd be great.
perfect time to plug this. We are now on Facebook. The Chainsaw
Yay.
Bar has a Facebook page if
We
you
are?
can dig it up. I put the Facebook page
I
out there.
liked it. Where are you, man?
I definitely liked it too.
Yeah, it's out there. I put a post out that we're recording new content. Today's new content. You're welcome. It'll be out tomorrow probably after I edit this and get rid of the burps and clinks and other
Hide the
weirdness.
bodies.
Hide the bodies. Hide the noises. Hide the screams. And me crying about werewolves after I edit that entire segment out.
No.
Yeah, we'll put that in there
That's
and out.
okay.
He's literally in tears right now.
It's hard not to cry thinking about it. But yes, this is new content. We are on Facebook, the Chainsaw Bar. Yeah, I think it's under my real name, sadly. You couldn't put under something fake. So Richard Taylor, it's probably out there. It's probably I know it's on the front of the
Room.
it's on the front of the account, but the other Richard Taylor in Silva is probably getting my emails too. So that's pretty funny because I actually met the other Richard Taylor in Silva.
Oh,
So he
How many-
exists.
There's too many Richard Taylors for this to like be
Yeah.
not an alias.
The funny thing, I'm not sure 100% that he went by Mike, so that's kind of cool.
Okay.
So that's
The
kind of
other one in
refreshing.
Cherokee does.
I didn't
Yeah.
even know that your name was Richard until this started.
Do you think I was just calling him Dick?
I've never heard you call him that. I've only heard Mike.
I'm just kidding. I only call him that when I mean it.
It's just Mr. Nasty to you. Awful. Anyway, all right. So we got the Wolfman. You hated it. We got
So we talked about this before that my favorite Universal monster was Frankenstein's monster, but I don't want them to remake it.
Me
I
neither.
agree.
Yeah.
It's good though. They're
We're
done.
good with what we got.
Let's not touch that for a while.
Let's
The-
not mess with that, and let's not mess with the creature either.
I don't want to mess with the creature.
Don't mess with the creature from the Black Lagoon.
But
That
if they
was
could
perfect.
pull, I don't know, the creature essentially has been redone for me by Del Toro with The Shape of Water. For me, that would be the parallel kind of creature story for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that would be, all right, mark
And
off.
are you gonna go up against, The Shape of Water? No.
No, not with, like, yeah, no. They'll definitely go if they think the money's there. They're like,
They
oh,
will.
let's recreate that. Maybe we'll cash in on that.
Mm.
And then, yeah.
Yes.
They tried to remake Swamp Thing. I know that's not really the same thing, but
The TV series.
the TV series,
I
and
saw that.
they shot a few episodes of the first season, and it was supposed to be shot in North Carolina, but North Carolina dicked them over, and I don't know what
Damn
has
it.
happened to it since, but I follow the main guy, Derek Mears, on Instagram, and he was the Swamp Thing, and so every once in a while he's still posting pictures about it. So I really don't know what's going on with that, but I know that it happened, and I know that I still haven't seen it.
I wonder if that had their decision to remake the Swamp Thing as a series had anything to do with the Constantine series that they canceled.
And DC is so,
Hellblazer.
it makes me feel like outside cartoons and
Well-
Batman, DC's kind of cursed.
Well, that's Vertigo, but I guess not anymore, right?
You know. No.
Vertigo got bought out, didn't they?
No, Vertigo's all part of DC.
But they got bought out. They're not printing their comics as Vertigo anymore.
I don't know.
I read that. I could be wrong.
Could be wrong.
They're
But
off
either
the
way,
map.
I don't know, DC, Vertigo, I think they just sold off bits and pieces because that was like Swamp Thing, Sandman, like, oh god, all sorts of weird little titles that they were just throwing in there and their supernatural kind of weirdness.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Supernatural's stuff and horror stuff is hot right now. It's really weird and kind of disarming to me.
and you're
I
on the
love
Chainsaw
it.
Bar. It's so good.
know.
Such a good time.
It
I
feels
hear
like,
that.
like in 7th grade where all of a sudden, like Nirvana and the Red Hot Chili Peppers were popular. And it was like, hey, y'all used to make fun of me for this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're coming up in here wearing, t-shirts of bands that I like. And you're not making fun of my Chucks anymore. You're not making fun of the way I look. We had a thing. You made fun of me.
Yeah.
So it feels like that. That same kind of betrayal.
Yeah, it's a little bit.
A
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah. It's like, I've got a slight disadvantage in that because, like, I'm a 6 foot something Indian guy and just I look intimidating, and it's just like people don't fucking just come up to me and like, hey, motherfucker. It's like,
Right, no one was gonna pick on you.
I had
and nobody's
to
gonna pick,
develop
no,
an
people will pick on me in
intimidating-
school because it's always in school. It was just like, all right, we're gonna pick on him because it's a test. Let's see if we can take him. And it's like, fuck, I won't fight you. But it's like, all right, I'm just in another fight. All right, here we go. And it's just like, you threw my shoes in the toilet. No, you didn't throw your shoes in the toilet. Let's go anyway. It's like, motherfucker. All right. Fuck, I'm a terrible fighter, but it's like, all right. But now, like later in life, it's like, all right, they are intimidated by my size and whatever, and that's probably like a side effect of it. But it's just like, better that I'm not hassled by idiots.
Yeah, I had to develop a personality that was intimidating.
Yeah, I just got intimidating and stoic. But there's that. So that's kind of nice, and it's just like, whatever.
Yeah.
And then I've got this nice rapier sense of humor.
You're wet.
And there we go. And now I'm making a funny podcast for people to listen to. And that's the best we can hope for.
Okay, but I did say something the other week at work, and it was so, pretentious. I was talking about zombies.
How are you gonna get pretentious about zombies?
Right?
It doesn't sound
Because I said
possible.
something like, if you don't know who Lucio Fulci is, just don't even talk to me about zombies.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I didn't make anything pretentious.
I can make anything pretentious. I did too, because there was people tried to get into the conversation, and the only thing they knew about zombies was The Walking Dead, and I was like, no, you don't. You don't get a voice in this conversation.
No.
No.
I'm not going to listen to you. And I thought, God, I really am kind of a bitch. And it was the 7th grade that did that to me. I had to develop this personality. I'm working on it.
It's
But I've
adorable.
never watched
Aw.
The Walking Dead other than that one episode.
If you had like dead little candies in your hair, you could be on them like a Wreck-It Ralph film. Good for you.
I could.
Aw.
I could be on the Wreck-It Ralph. Thanks, sweetheart.
There we go. All right. So you didn't answer the question. No, wait. You said the
I
monster.
did. I said the monster's my favorite. Don't remake them, please.
Yeah.
Pretty
Don't.
please.
Yeah. Don't do it. And
And
I'm going to go.
haven't we had enough Dracula too? I mean, I don't even
Oh my
understand
God.
why they're doing this.
Don't talk about Dracula. Clayton's on that. He's on that.
Oh yeah, Clayton's on that, but he's not going to be on it with these people.
Clayton's not here this week. Clayton, if you're listening, Gabe, find him. Our friend Gabe is also a friend and a listener. And Clay, I don't know where Clayton is. He could be. Clayton could be in California listening to heavy metal right now. For all I know about Clayton, he's good like that. He
He could
travels. He's
a free spirit.
He's a free spirit. He's not got children to worry about and craziness like adults.
I'm pretty sure he just didn't come to this podcast because I loaned him a book and he didn't read it. And he's ashamed to come back and say, I haven't read that book yet.
Ah, that could be a good reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we'll find out. It could be,
You do that. We've done that. I know that you have loaned me something. I'm like, that didn't happen. And you're like, okay, whatever. Probably.
yeah. Ah, so good. But yeah, so that's why he's not here this week. He could be somewhere. I don't know. He could be fluttering in the dust. Who knows? Just
Who knows?
exploring the universe. He's out there with Gene right now, just fluttering in the nanosphere. Yep. He's out there. But, well, of course, mine is the creature from Black Lagoon. If they, well, yeah, like I just said, it essentially is a Shape of Water kind of creature. And Guillermo del Toro, I think, is actually in control of the Dark Universe. I think he's their control
shit.
director,
Oh, cool.
which is kind of weird.
So what's up with Tom Cruise, Gemma?
Did he do that one?
He did the money.
Yeah, then, I don't know. That was maybe a hit and a miss.
That
Swing and a
didn't
miss.
feel like he had anything to do with it whatsoever.
No,
Yeah, so,
absolutely not.
yep. So, I guess swing and a miss just in classic Mummy style. Unless they're comedies, they aren't going to be great with the mummies.
There you go.
If it's not got Brendan Fraser.
And that's the trepidation I have about the Invisible Man, is because the original was a little bit funny.
Right, like it was.
It was very dark in the humor, but the humor was there.
Definitely.
So if they left
doesn't
that
look
out,
like-
I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah, because, I don't know.
It doesn't look funny from the trailer.
It doesn't look funny at all. It looks like they.
Good horror movie, but I don't know. To me, it looks like a good horror movie.
I mean, we'll start
But-
with a few murders.
He's like undressing. He's like, hey, look at me. And he's undressing and just disappearing. It's like cinema, like people lost their shit back in the damn when that was released because nobody had ever seen that happen. They're like, that's why he got that horror thing because nobody had seen anybody just like dancing around, just losing their clothes, just taking off their clothes and just slowly disappearing to nothing. And then he's just dancing around screaming and he's gonna go kill everybody.
Yeah.
And it's just like there was a trigger with people back
The
in the day
original
with that. one.
Purge.
Yeah, because
I can get away with this.
yeah, it's like who wouldn't just if they were invisible go around and just kill everybody they ever like hated? It's like
Yeah,
I wouldn't, but just
honestly, I
because
wouldn't.
I'm really afraid of karma.
yeah,
Honestly, I wouldn't just because I'm a pacifist.
And I don't really think I hate anybody enough to
I
kill
don't
them.
think I hate anybody enough to kill them.
But I would do all kinds of crazy fucking
I would.
shit. If
I would do
invisible.
crimes.
Oh,
I would do
yeah.
crimes. I would
That'd
get
be
sushi and not pay for it.
there'd be so many crimes committed if we're invisible. Yeah, it's just like it's like list number 675. Check. All
And I would
right.
absolutely fuck with people. I
Oh,
wouldn't
oh.
kill them.
Absolutely.
I would fuck with them
Yeah.
hard.
That would be so much fun. But I wouldn't. Like, how do you just jump to murder? I don't know.
Seriously, it's
That
like-
movie specifically made it look like he was a very abusive man before
Yeah, that's
the
true.
invisibility and I feel like that's the track that they went down, which is the horror of being in an abusive relationship
That's
and
what-
then
yeah,
not
that's-
being able to escape it whatsoever because now he's fucking invisible and nobody believes
Right.
you for shit.
Right.
That's
So I mean,
what I've
it's a
read.
metaphor for what people in abusive relationships go through anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
Only they're the ones who are invisible. You know, their problems, what they're going through, nobody sees it.
So yeah, a guy like that would definitely jump straight to murder. But me, I would just be like haunting people and see how many people I could get to try to exorcise me.
I would just be getting some sushi.
Man, it'd be really hard not to just steal food.
Anyway, I'm very food motivated.
it's like I'd have to. It'd be hard to get anywhere though, because it's like, all right, I'm invisible now. It's really hard to travel because you're not gonna be able to drive a car and be like, all right, I'm invisible.
No, but you can hop on everybody else's car. You can.
Oh, great! Now you're a hobo. It's like that's
Yeah.
the depression part of it. It's like
You can ride the rails without worrying about it.
Yeah, I think that's kind of romantic.
Yeah, I guess you'd be a criminal hobo, but then again, you'd be well fed.
Right.
So well fed. Because it's just like you could just stand
Or
at
you
like
could do
some
the
5-star
thing with
restaurant and just snatch something as they walk out and just walk off and just munch away.
Right?
And all they see is like
A floating biscuit.
That biscuit just floated away. That filet mignon just floated out the door. What the crap? It's like it happens once a couple days. What the? It's like yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah. And just well fed. Probably money would never be an issue again.
Yeah.
Depending on where you were, like if you're up north, you know, you have to wear clothes just for the cold. But like if you're in, you know, a nice climate, yeah, man, you don't have to worry about clothes. You can stay wherever you want. You can eat whatever you want. You know, getting laid might be hard though.
It might be hard. That's true.
There'd be a lot of jerking off for men. Terrible.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
There's a lot of pros and cons in that situation.
Yeah.
Because unless you're just straight serial killing weirdo, it's just like, all right, regular living is going to be kind of complicated.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, man, there we go. And off to the races we go. Jordan Peele's amazing.
Did you write a list? You're just...
I'm winging it.
He's winging it today.
I'm just doing the Johnny Carson. Hey.
Like, I walked in, he was on his phone, he's like, I'm cramming.
Not Johnny Carson. I'm going with it. No, it's the King man.
Okay.
Other King guy, not the
Larry
Stephen
King?
King. Yeah, that guy. His style.
Not Stephen King.
Not Stephen King. It's like I not got enough coke to pull this off in a Stephen King style way. Like, if I ever get on coke, I might make some great horror movies, but I might just terribly suck.
You might just,
Coke out.
Yeah. Let's not go that road.
Yeah. Stephen King, you pulled that off, and you're the only one so far. Good job, buddy.
No, he's not. Seriously.
I'd like to think he is. I don't know anybody else, so he's the top for that type of situation. So.
Okay.
Because he pulled off Maximum Overdrive. Come on up, Maximum Overdrive. On coke.
I watched that really recently, and then my son was watching, I want to say it was Nostalgia Critic on YouTube, did a video for Maximum. Oh my god.
I've never watched
funny.
that. Is it funny?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure
that man is relentless. He does not, if he hates anything, and he loved Maximum Overdrive, and he still bagged the shit out of it.
Oh, well,
because you have to.
I love it,
it's
but
the
you have
worst
to.
movie ever, and that's why it's so great.
That's why it's great.
Man, I don't know. That movie's great. I don't know. It's not the worst movie ever.
It's not the worst movie.
I've seen the worst movies ever.
Yes.
There's a few more worse movies out there that Gene has seen that I haven't seen. But as soon as we like,
and he probably loved them too.
No, he's already told me like, no, we're not gonna. Don't ever watch this movie. This is the worst thing I've ever seen. It's like awful. I don't even want you to watch this because it was that bad. I was like, no kidding.
Like worse than that Thanksgiving movie?
Worse than Thanksgiving?
Worse than any of the...
Thanksgiving, oh my god, that's what it was.
Worse than the Zombie Holocaust and freaking Island of Death.
Oh my.
Oh, we did watch Island
No,
of Death.
I didn't watch Island of Death.
Yeah,
you watched Island of Death.
Island of Death
and
is
I sat in the other room and went,
really bad.
I don't want to watch this.
Yeah, you don't want to watch this because Island of Death is it's pretty graphic. It's pretty impressive. I think we talked about this on a couple podcasts ago, but yeah, Island of Death was the movie I reviewed. I watched that week, and Island of Death was one of those films that Gene watched and was like, this is one of the worst films I've ever seen. I was like, really? Damn, now I've got to watch it. And it's on like Shudder or somewhere. It's out there. It's out there in
And
the
it was
universe.
like some Greek 1970s cross between Natural Born Killers and
Exactly.
what's that French movie?
Man Bites Dog. If you've never seen Man Bites Dog, there you go.
Don't see Man Bites Dog.
I can't say don't watch it. I can say it'll change your perspective on a lot of things. But when I watched it, I was a teenager. So, hey, what you can
Which
say.
shouldn't have happened.
No.
He was an unsupervised teenager.
Oh, be quiet. It's like anybody's going to watch things when they're like 16, 15, 17. In that range. It's just like, yeah, there it
That's
is.
true. I watched a lot of them.
It's like, yep.
But that movie is gross.
Yep, if you ever find German Scheisser porn, don't pick it up. I will advise you on that.
Yeah.
Don't look up German pornography in your teenage years because those motherfuckers are weird. And that will scar you more than any horror movie out there.
Fact.
So, fact. But back to that. Yeah, that Island of Death. Holy hell. Since you're not going to watch it, I'm just going to spoil it.
I thought you already talked about it on the last podcast.
Alright, he rapes a goat and kills a goat and then a sheep.
I am immediately out. My poor baby goats.
Yep.
Yes.
He's a
See?
serial killer. He has sex with the sister. Gets buried in lie at the end. Gets his comeuppance, and his sister lives, but
Did we
she
say
ends up.
spoilers?
Yeah, spoilers. No, yeah,
Well,
spoilers.
see, now we don't have to suffer through goat rape. I mean,
Right.
Yeah, yep. Don't go rape. He's just a serial killer running through this Greek Isle, which was also in Galapagos, something Anthropophagus, the other zombie movie. If you ever look at Anthropophagus, it's a guy just sitting there with his guts hanging out, eating his guts out of his own belly.
Oh,
Another Italian film.
that sounds more
Anthropophagus.
interesting.
It's great. But yeah, it's one of those just shock era films where they're competing with a Chainsaw Massacre. All those films were competing with Chainsaw Massacre because Chainsaw Massacre came out and the Italians were like, "What?" And they just hopped on. We can do this a little bit better, or at least as good,
we
hopefully.
can show the on-screen violence that you never see in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Exactly.
that's true. Rules are
So-
different for them.
Rules are different.
So that's what they were going
I
with
think
in the
that they did
70s.
that on purpose in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre because they had a low budget.
Mm.
So as
Right.
on purpose as that is, they had no budget. So you don't see any on-screen gore.
Oh, yeah.
You think you do. You remember that you do. But it's not there.
That's true. Yeah, whereas in Italy and the Greek Isles, where everything was just balls to the wall, let's do it.
No holds
Let's get like
barred.
my friend freaking Giuseppe. He can do guts and
He can
gore
do
and
a
stuff.
goat
And,
rape scene.
yeah, he can do a goat. He has a little sheep we can use. Great.
No.
So there's that, and there's a whole damn painter killed, and it's just like one weird ass bad thing after another. It's like, man, just yeah,
I thought my description was pretty good for not seeing the movie.
good job. I can't
Yeah,
disagree.
Natural
There.
Born Killers meets.
Which was actually my description to you about the film.
Was it?
Yeah.
Is that where I came up with it?
Yeah.
Good job.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's like that's the only thing I could reasonably connect the two together at.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, man.
Man Bites Dog, Natural Born Killers.
But
In the
apparently,
70s.
yeah, the end sheep herder spoiled. I already spoiled this, but the end sheep herder guy, who's on a lot of the covers of the movie, if you ever look up Island of Death, ends up just like being the main nightmare girl that the girl sees throughout the movie, and it's just like, wow, she's always having bad dreams about being raped by this damn crazy looking fucker, and he's him. That's him. There it is. And she ends up getting raped by the guy, and then her brother's taking pictures of him, her lover, and he's
Oh my god, this
instead.
sounds like the biggest clusterfuck. Like,
It's
I'm not
it's-
into this
so-
at
Yeah,
all.
no,
So
no,
not.
just don't. He's just like taking pictures of everything bad he does, and he starts taking pictures of that, and then he ends up getting raped by the guy. It's like, yes,
Okay.
fist pump. It's like, you go. You are now my favorite character in this entire fucking movie. It's like that guy, and then he lives. And he's like, hey, let's have some mozzarella. So let's have some goat cheese and just relax. And he's like, he's a goat farmer, and that's what he does.
That's just wrong.
And it's just like he's a sheep farmer, I think.
But the brother
but-
does die, right?
The brother does end up like being thrown in a. Back then, apparently, they just had huge damn
That's
like
the
room
problem.
size things of just raw lye, and he ends up just chucking him there, has them all tied up, and just chucks them in the lye.
Maybe he was making soap.
Yeah, maybe he's making soap, but like he just chucked him in there, and then he was like, "I can't move my legs," after being raped and beat up and tied up and just chucked in there, and it's like, "Sister, help me! You're my sister." Yeah, no, she's sitting there just eating some big chunk of cheese. It's like perverts. Perverts get their comeuppance or something.
Oh yeah, we forgot to mention that the whole premise of this thing, why they were murdering people, was because those other people were perverts.
Yeah, that was
Why
his
the
whole
incest duo were murdering other people.
Because everyone else was perverts.
The other people were perverts.
Yeah.
That was their target.
Yeah, that was his target. He'd seen somebody, they're a pervert. He kills them. And gets pictures of it and just weirdos out. But yeah, now she just ends up just going back to the damn sheep farmer dude and
Looks happily ever after.
happily ever after with a nice selection
Yeah.
of cheese, and her brother like gets burned up in the lye thing when it starts raining.
All right.
Because I had to look that up, and it was like, wow, that would be awesomely horrible. Because holy hell, that's great. But all right, jumping ahead, let's jump to the hard questions. What did you watch this week? This week?
Or last week?
Or the last past. That will
the
give you a
last
2-week
month.
window.
That's the last month.
She hasn't been here in a while, yeah. You've
Yeah,
got,
it's
like,
been
what's
a
the last
while.
horror movie you want to talk about that you watched?
Shit, I've just been binging awful TV shows.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, my husband's been binging awful TV shows and I'm there.
Anything good?
Gotham. And
Yeah.
we've been watching a lot of Star Trek TNG lately because we're educating our son.
It's important.
It is.
It is. I can't disagree there.
Horror movie wise.
Off subject. Have you seen Picard? Is it any good?
Oh my god, I love it.
All right,
It
that's
is
what I heard.
so-
All right,
Okay.
I heard it was great. I'm gonna have to like pay for it to watch it, but unless I pirate it, I might do that. But I don't know. Yeah, I've heard it's great.
Jean-Luc Picard can have all my money. It's fine.
Yes, you can have my screen time. He's such a
Horror movies that I've seen in the last couple of weeks.
or month. Since the last time we've seen you on the podcast,
I'm pretty sure Maximum Overdrive.
how was Maximum Overdrive? That sounds amazing. Was it any good?
Oh my god, it was the best. Like when the Coke cans are shooting out of the machine.
Spoiler. There's some. We're going to be talking about Maximum Overdrive for a couple minutes here. Spoiler alert! If you haven't seen it, you probably should pause now and. Good Lord, I don't know.
And reevaluate your life choices that brought you to this point
Yeah.
where you've
Yeah.
never
How do
seen
you-
Maximum Overdrive.
Good grief! Is it? I guess it is. It possible?
Is it possible to not see Maximum Overdrive? I don't know.
Man. All right, continue.
Like, we're children of the 80s, so it
Yeah.
wasn't possible for our generation, but for the next generation, is it possible for them?
Those millennials? Ooh, I don't know. Damn
I
it,
think
Clayton.
they could learn a lot from that movie.
They really could.
And it was like way ahead of its time. Like the hitchhiker chick is all like getting sexually harassed, and she's like not having that shit at all. And like the
Yes.
dude that
Oh,
sexually
yeah.
harassed her fucking died.
No, that's
Yeah,
kind of
that's
nice.
I haven't watched that one.
Oh, I do love the Stephen King little bit where he's being harassed by a damn teller machine. That was the best. That was like some premium stuff there. It's like, oh, he's coked out of his mind, but damn, that's funny. He's being harassed by an ATM. I don't even think they
We've
call.
all been harassed by an ATM at one
Yeah.
point or another.
I haven't been called an asshole by an ATM yet. He has that come
Not
up.
to
It's,
your face.
When the drive-through was yelling at them.
oh, so good. In the main truck, it's like wow. It's like
Yeah, the Green Goblin.
yeah. It's like if Machine's truck, it's probably that. I like to think Sex Machine's truck was the Green Goblin.
Yep.
Oh God.
And as soon as like he got killed in that, he took off. It's like I'm on my own. See ya. And this was just a future past kind of jump thing. But yeah, Maximum Overdrive was a fantastic film. All those little kids in the baseball team get killed by a Coke machine. It's like
And a
Pepsi machine, soda machine. Yeah.
steamroller. One of the kids got ran over by a steamroller.
Did they? Oh man, I don't remember that.
Oh, that was the scene. They the squib went off too soon, and the kid's head fucking explodes, And it wasn't intentional, and Stephen King was like, that was awesome! And they had to cut it because the ratings people were like, oh no, a child's head just exploded on screen. That is not cool. Like, you can't do that.
Oh, dang. Yeah, that's true.
This is not trauma.
Dang it. Lloyd Kaufman's not at the helm of this. Sorry. Damn it. That's brilliant. All right. What did you watch?
I watched a lot. I was sick with a cold.
What's off the top of your head? Wing it.
I watched the that movie that's been out for several years, The Witch.
Oh, yeah.
I actually watched that in February also.
There you go.
Very
I liked
cool.
it. It was good. It was well made. I didn't.
Yeah, it made me question the intelligence of the witches, because of the promises he was making. And then, if you look at it, this woman lives by herself in the woods, and she's all haggard and gross. And it's like all those promises clearly did not happen.
I mean, she's a hag until she gets the but baby fat. You gotta rub yourself down with baby fat, and then you're sexy again, and then you can fly on your broom. And that's
I remember the flying in the broom. I don't
straight
remember
up
her
witch lore.
becoming sexy again.
Oh, that was the same woman in the cottage. The one, the old hag who was, spoilers, baby fat, and then she was seducing the little boy. It was the same woman.
Oh, okay.
Because that's why witches would do that, or in lore.
For some reason, I was under
Disclaimer:
the
witches don't
impression-
actually do that.
No, lore is what they do. Lore is lying.
But the lore is that they'd run themselves down with baby fat. They make soap out of you,
I
and
learned
the
that
children
from-
were baptized. So
I actually learned that from Warlock before I read
there you go.
in traditional histories and stuff like
Yeah,
that. I was
yeah.
like, I learned
yeah,
this
Warlock-
from a horror movie. That
Warlock got
they
some
did
of that
their
stuff right.
homework, man.
They did. They did. They absolutely did. Including the part about I'm not a warlock, I'm a witch. Stupid. But yeah, no, I generally liked it. I liked the allegory of,
I loved it when
a
the
young
started
woman.
talking.
Yeah, well, for fuck's sake, that was terrifying.
That was terrifying. Like, I was starting to fall asleep, to be totally honest, and then he started whispering, and I was like,
He's really gonna do it. He's really gonna do it. Yeah, no, that was scary. It was good. The allegory of a young girl coming into her womanhood
Mhm.
and intimidating the only adult woman around her with her budding sexuality. I mean, that's where all of this lore stems from.
Mhm.
Women,
Patriarchy crushing
women getting
women.
boobies is the devil,
Yep.
Yeah.
and they're gonna somehow end up seducing their own brother and their own father.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it doesn't happen in the
That's
movie,
what they think.
but
That makes
going to happen.
that's the mentality, definitely.
that's the mentality. Yes, absolutely, it is, and that's where all of that came from, and the the burning towns and the witchcraft trials and all that shit, all stems from that shit.
Mhm.
Yep.
The fear of women's breasts. And
Fear of girls turning into women. Absolutely, I believe that shit.
It's so crazy. Yeah, that's just like so backwards.
It really is, but it's not less true today than it was then, and we're much less puritanical.
That's true.
It's true. It is. It's what it is. So that movie I thought was really effective.
Mm.
I liked it. I watched a bunch of other horror movies. Some of them were pretty cheap. What's that one we watched the other day, Mike?
What was the characters' stories?
Oh, it was
Rabid.
Rabid,
Oh, Rabid.
1977.
I made her watch the 77 version of Rabid because
Cronenberg.
I've got the 2019 Soska Sisters version purchased for rent to watch, and it's on my to-do list. Probably this coming weekend I'll be watching it. I had to let her watch the 1977 version, the Cronenberg classic. Should probably spoil here. We're probably going to be talking about this for at least
No, wait, don't,
a
because
few
I still
minutes.
haven't watched it, and you keep telling me to watch it. So please don't.
okay,
I'm
okay,
sorry.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has told me to watch it before, and I found it on like IMDb and stuff like that, but I haven't watched it yet.
It's
We
good.
don't have to spoil anything.
All right, we
I'm
won't.
not going to spoil it. I'm just going to say I watched that, and it was weird. And there was that.
That's gonna be the heads
What
of
the
a.
fuck did you tag me in on Facebook? You were watching something with eyeballs, and you're like, Leah, don't
yes.
read this post.
Delicious Fulci. Delicious Fulci.
Yeah, we were watching From Beyond.
Yeah,
or
the
the
The Gates of Hell trilogy,
The
part
Gates of Hell trilogy.
1.
And you really needed to talk about it, but you're like, Leah, don't.
Yeah.
Well, specifically because we had that other podcast where Mike was like saying it's Argento with the eyeballs, and I was like, no, it's Fulci with the eyeballs too. And I wasn't wrong.
Yeah, but it's
Because
like,
there it was.
there was that
Oh,
one situation, but the second film not so much.
Nail in the
But
back of the head.
Okay, we don't have to.
but they were collaborating
I'm
on
the
that.
one that
They were
brought this up.
collaborating, so
I
there's could be
deserve this.
it could be just a Argento thing because they were collaborating. I
They
believe.
collaborated on Gates of Hell?
I believe
No,
so.
I don't think so.
I could be wrong, but it
Think
seems
they
like
are.
they were together.
They
At least one of
collaborated
them.
on House of Wax. They collaborated on some other projects, but I don't think.
Maybe
I
it's
think
an
that Gates
Italian
of Hell
Devil
was
thing.
just Fulci.
Either way, it's all good.
Okay. Anyway, sorry about that.
That was
Yeah.
hilarious. That
It
was.
was funny.
Yeah.
See, we can laugh about it now.
Yeah.
This is therapy. This is progress.
Mhm.
We get her over her phobia.
I wouldn't go that far.
Probably not that far. Okay, don't watch it. If you have a fear of eyeballs, don't watch anything don't watch anything Italian.
Yeah.
In general, yeah, that's a good
Rule of thumb.
exactly.
Or French.
French?
Uh,
What French films have you seen? Eyeball
the,
French.
the Pixies song one.
Wow. Okay.
It's
It's
in
out
French.
there.
Hold
There was
on.
actually an episode of Picard I couldn't handle, but I was aware that it was about to happen.
No. All right, yeah.
Well, there was Georges Bataille's Story of the Eye, and I'm pretty sure that was made into a film, so don't watch that.
The Eye? No, I've already seen it.
No,
Mark
did you
Hamill.
watch that?
Mhm.
Oh,
I watched like 30 seconds
Story
of
of the Eye? It's French.
I've watched 30 seconds of it, so I've watched it. Done.
it. Well, like, I understood something terrible was going to happen because of the title. No,
No, this is.
it was in the 80s or early 90s, and it was Mark Hamill. It must have been some kind of remake because it was not French.
No, this would have been French. I'm pretty sure they made it into a movie. I never watched the movie. I read the book, and that was enough. Who?
I'm a terrible person. And I haven't done my research on this, any kind of Black history, women, and things because my month has been hectic, and
I read one article.
Maybe they didn't make it
flip
into
through a
the
couple
movie.
articles, and I'm just awful. Sorry, people.
Mm.
There's a lot. Just type that in, search it, read. We're gonna cover one.
And watch anything with Jada Pinkett Smith.
Ah, yes, do. We're going to cover an IndieWire.com article from December 13th, 2019, which is just simply called 12 of the Best Female-Directed Horror Films of the 2010s, from Knives and Skin to The Babadook. And I'm just going to throw these out there. If we've seen them, we've seen them. If we haven't seen them, then we've not seen them. And this is how we're going to run with it. And it starts out describing Jason Blum from the Blumhouse Productions Group. And he's just been amazing, honestly. He's just been crazy. But, like, wow, I can even pronounce that. That's impressive. She's showing me a picture of the title of some.
I
showing you the
can
picture.
read the title if you put your thumb over the thing. Oh, an Andalusian dog. Okay.
Or in French, Un chien interdit.
Okay. Never ever gonna.
Never gonna watch that. But you know the Pixies song.
Okay.
The Debaser
The
was
base.
based on that film.
Oh, wow.
And if you remember the lyrics of the song, got me moving, I want you to know, slicing up eyeballs, I want you to know.
Ah, there we go. So, back to the article. That's a great thing, though. Jason Blum of Blumhouse Productions last year, I guess in 2018, which is now technically 2 years ago, blew up the internet by claiming that there are not enough female directors in the world. Period.
That's true.
Fair.
I mean, there are some. There's not enough.
There's not enough compared to how many women go through film school,
Yeah,
for
True.
example, or art school in general.
this is true. Possibly. We can't research this, but on the
Yeah,
wing,
we can.
we'll just say yeah. So he immediately went with Sophia Takal's women-led Me Too era slasher remake Black Christmas and released it. So that's kind of nice.
I didn't watch it, but Woody did.
Yeah.
I didn't watch
I watched
the
like
remake.
30 seconds of it. I was like, God, I'm so annoyed by females already. So.
And then he did
The
a,
first one was so good. Why would you mess that up?
I don't know, a different perspective perhaps. But
I
I
can
don't know,
tell you
it's-
about the first one.
given it's Bloomhouse and that's the angle he produced it under, I'm down. I'll watch it. I'll check it out. But he's just trying to put a female director out there, and that was his angle. And she wanted to do that, so boom, there we go. Wanted to redo Black Christmas. And apparently there's a Hulu anthology called Series Into the Dark. And that's also including a lot of female directors, including Helmer Takal. So, yeah, Bloomhouse, he's been on it. He's actually making a difference in the world, so I can't complain. But that's just kind of jumping ahead, flipping through this article, which I didn't actually read all the way through, but I mentioned it. Now you guys can look it up and read it. I will be reading it fully here in the future and watching all the films in it, but we're going to go over these films one by one. If we've seen them, we haven't seen them, whatever. The first one up was Knives and Skin, released in 2019, which apparently, if you like Twin Peaks, Riverdale, and Knives and Skins, it's a dark one with campy, creepy young girl goes missing in a small town thingy.
Okay.
So I haven't seen it. Have you guys seen this one?
Mm-hmm.
But
Knives and Skin.
Sounds interesting.
it's definitely a David
I like
Lynch
the
infused
title.
one.
It's very evocative.
Sounds really fun. Blah blah blah. Let's see. I'm trying to find directors, but meh. I don't know. I'm terrible at this. Knives and Skin. It's on the list. Watch it. It just came out last year, 2019.
It
Wow.
was not promoted at all.
Not promoted, which is crazy. But I don't know. It's pretty wild. I want to see it now. It's been promoted as having some scenes that are very Blue Velvety, very dang Twin Peaksy. So this is probably one that's going to be on my list
Well-
for this year.
But isn't it interesting that they immediately, because there isn't representation for women directing horror films or women directing at all, that the only thing they could compare it to is a male director.
That's true.
Yep. And then you assume that it's going to be derivative.
I mean, I didn't assume it was derivative. Just assumed it had the same flavor, which means I'm in.
Which
Because
means I'm in
Twin
too.
Peaks
I mean,
fucked me up.
I love David Lynch. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's
Yeah.
odd. Like, it's got a lot of catching up to do, and I did Google it. Half of film school students are female.
Oh wow.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that actually bodes well for the future, I hope. Seriously, I hope so.
But half of, yeah, but not necessarily, because still at this point, half of the women in film school, and I don't know how long that's been a thing, but probably all the time. And then it's something like between like 1.9 and 10% of these women are actually making films after they get out. And it's the same thing for you know, any kind of art school. It's probably the same thing in general for any kind of field of study, really. Just
Yeah.
I remember looking this up about art school when you were in art school, so
Ah, that's true.
I thought that was interesting. It's like, wow. In fact, I think in like the visual arts, there's more female students, typically.
That makes sense, it seems.
But how many female artists, famous female artists, can you name off the top of your head?
That one photographer
Exactly.
that you actually met.
She wasn't a photographer. She was a painter. Her husband was a photographer.
Oh, wow. Okay, then. There we
But
go.
you don't know her name, so it doesn't count.
He didn't know the husband's name either.
This is true. I'm really bad with that. Yeah.
Yeah, you are bad with names, though. You have that.
It's like I remember a picture and that's about it. It's like, yeah, image.
Yeah, but you had to learn art history.
I did, but that doesn't mean I retained any of that side.
they talked about any female artists. hardly.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
you
true.
did a little bit. I remember
There was
that
a good-
y'all did that sculpture it was based on. I can't remember her name either.
The only
some
female
obscure-
artist that I can think of is from ancient times, so I don't think that really counts.
I don't think that that's true.
Dang, that's crazy.
The only name I can remember is Artemisia Gentileschi. And
Not
that's 'cause
Frida
I listened
Kahlo?
to. Fuck! See, I should have been able to remember that one, but it
Georgia O'Keeffe is the one he was trying
That's
to think
the
of.
one, George
Oh.
O'Keeffe. Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just bad at off the top of my head.
yeah,
stuff, I guess.
same. But it's been on my mind for a couple of days because I brought it up with my son the other day
Mm.
because we were having a similar conversation.
I'm sorry that all I added to that was sorry, viewers, listeners. Anyway, that sucks. Yeah, there's not enough women out there making damn good music or movies or stuff in general. So
They're
Like-
making it, they're just not getting recognition for
Right.
it or promoted or.
that's
Yeah,
the problem.
yeah, they're making it. It's just not getting out there.
Yes, there needs to be more studios and production companies and producers doing this.
Right.
So that's good. All right, we can hopefully help with that. If you have a dream, do it. Just do it. Go for it. Run and gun. Because
So what's the next on your list?
Revenge, 2017, directed by Coralie Fargeet. It's a revenge film, kind of Midnight Madness kind of craziness. It's just interesting, is all they say. She only gets a paragraph. But 2017's Revenge. I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen
Nope.
Okay. Apparently a girl has a tryst
Sounds
with a
alright.
married boyfriend.
See it and I don't remember.
Yeah. I've seen this one. This one's out there to be watched. The next one is called The Love Witch. It was released in 2016. Anna Billers is more camp than creep, apparently.
it. Yeah, I've seen it come up on my Shutter list and thought, well, that looks like it's from the 60s, but it's not.
Exactly.
I love Witch.
The Love
I
Witch.
totally want to watch it. I have not, but now I'm gonna.
I might watch it. I don't know. Yeah, I'm weird about those kind of movies, you know?
Apparently, it's got a crimson colored palette from the 1960s style. It's a cult horror style. Eerie, out of this world experience, and that's all he says about it. But it's got stilted dialogue.
But why is the man reviewing female directed movies?
I don't know, because I don't know, nobody else will do it maybe, or everybody else is busy. I don't know. Maybe he had a
He
passion to
took
do
it
it.
upon himself.
Maybe he had to mansplain it to us.
Maybe.
I'm not reading the article, so I don't know if it's mansplaining, but
I don't either.
Here's
But
why I
at least
like
he's just pointing names and
he might just
idea
be
of the story.
championing them.
He might be championing them.
Hope so.
Sure.
All right, the next one is called Raw. Is released in 2016 by Julia Ducournau. But 2016's Raw. I've actually
Raw, yeah, I've
seen this
that.
on
It's
list.
I haven't seen the movie. I've seen the plot description or something.
Yep, veterinarian school.
Yeah.
Something rabbit kidneys. Sounds interesting. But yeah, check it out. I guess. I don't know. It's probably it's a horror movie, so it's a horror movie. Watch it. Female directed. Definitely watch it. Next one we got is Always Sunshine, 2016.
Nope, haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it.
I can guarantee I haven't seen most of the stuff on this list.
I can guarantee I haven't seen it either. And I don't
And it
normally.
makes me feel bad.
So
Well, I don't normally decide whether I'm going to watch a movie based on what gender the person is who directed it, unless I'm in the mindset to do that. And then I'm going to look at. Like, I keep trying to watch Eve's Bayou.
I know it's on our. I actually pulled it up and we just didn't sit there. And
That
watch
one
it.
fucked me up a little bit.
It looks like it would fuck you up a lot, which is
I
probably
don't
why I haven't
remember a
committed
lot
to
of
it.
it, which is why it's only fucked me up a little bit. What little I remember, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I mean, it looks more like
Is that more repression? I wonder.
a.
Mental repression, something. Now. Wonder if that's going to come up in therapy decades from now. Somebody says, he was by you, and then we're like, ah! And you fall over in tears in the fetal position. Like, wait a minute.
Well,
wait, I found something to talk
it
about
happens.
this
And that's a powerful film, but I think that movie maybe has some supernatural elements and the elements of voodoo, but at the same time, it's mostly
It's mostly a
drama,
family drama
and
between
yeah.
sisters and
yeah, exactly. But still, it does have those supernatural elements in murder, so we can say, hey, it makes the list and was directed by a woman, and sometime I'm going to watch it. I will. So far, I've tried to watch Get Out twice, and the last time we talked about
Woody
this before.
loved it.
I've heard it's embarrassing.
I loved
this
it,
part.
but no, this is embarrassing. I tried to watch it again the other night with my son, and he told me, he confirmed, like, as soon as Catherine Keener did this bit, I fell over and went to sleep.
No shit.
Again! Because that's what happened the first time. And then this time I have a witness. And he was like,
The movie
I
hypnotized
looked
you."
over and you were asleep. And then I shook you awake. And you were like, oh great, the movie's over, go to bed. And I walked out of the room and went to bed and thought the movie was over. He watched the rest of it, he loved it.
Yep.
You got hypnotized by the movie. That is
Twice.
hilarious.
Twice. And what I'm going to do is the next time I try to watch it, it's going to be in the middle of the day. I'm going to have like 5 cups of coffee. I'm going to cover my ears. Which is
Right.
about to
As soon
dim
as
the
she
cup.
picks up the spoon, it's like, no.
And then I'm going to be able to watch the movie all the way through.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Isn't it funny?
Now I'm going to watch it just to see what happens.
Oh man,
I
it's
didn't
great.
think I could be
It's pretty great.
hypnotized.
Woody loved it, and he, as far as I know, did not get hypnotized by it.
No,
but
I don't. I haven't heard of this happening to anybody else but me. But my son confirmed it. He was like, "No, it was as soon as you heard the sound, I looked
Clink of the
over."
teacup. Clink of the teacup. It's so sad.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny though. It's so embarrassing.
All right, back for you people listening. It was Eve's Bayou, released November 7th, 1997. Kasai Lemons was the director. She was also the screenplay writer. So it won the Independent Spirit Award for Best First Feature somewhere. So that's good. But I can't pronounce the name. Do you think it's Kasai? K-I...
I think it's Casey.
Casey. K-I... I don't pronounce it.
I would have also said Casey Lemons.
All right, so yeah.
Or Cassie.
Or Cassie.
Yeah, she directed Eve's Bayou, so look it up, watch that one.
It'll hurt your heart.
It'll,
It'll hurt
see,
your
I think
heart.
that's probably
and
why I've been so reluctant to actually like commit to it.
She may have exercised some personal demons with that one, and that makes me very sad.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm ready for that, but
I'm not
there we
sure
go.
if I am either, but I'm gonna have to take a leap of faith.
Knowing now that she was that involved, the screenplay and the directing,
Yeah.
That's pretty rad.
that it was really personal for her, and that makes me sad.
Well, I mean, just because I understand what the subject of it is, it's bound to be personal to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, we're running down the list. We got Always Shine from 2016. Describe first paragraph, alongside Persona, The Bitter Tears of Petra von Kant, Black Swan, and the thematically similar Queen of Earth. Always Shine is the ultimate girls on edge film. It's directed with icy precision by Sophia Takal, again, who helms the December remake of Black Christmas. So,
So she's on the list at least twice.
she's on the list twice. So definitely, I love Black Swan. So if it's anything like that, I'm kind of in on that. Personally,
I hate Natalie Portman. Like, I'm sure she's a splendid person, but I just, watching her act is like nails on a chalkboard for me. I don't know why.
Except for Leon the Professional.
Well, yeah, but that was when she was a kid. And I fucking love that movie so
I love
much.
that movie so much, and she was brilliant in that
She was brilliant. I'll look at her.
as a kid.
mm,
Should we take a break? Take 5?
Should we take a break and refill our glasses? Because
Yeah.
this is the Chainsaw Bar. We are definitely going to do that. We'll be back in a moment. I'm going to throw a bad commercial where we all talk about like why you should listen to Anchor. So
Listen to Anchor.
listen to Anchor. Enjoy.
Listen to Anchor.
We'll be back in a moment.